Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and live on Thriller TV. Jason Solomon alongside Dr. Hillary P. Wisdom, and joining us, Sean Prez, and making her way out to the ring right now for one of our two remaining featured matches. Making her HOG debut is that woman, Indy Hartwell, here at the NYC Arena for the very first time. You can hear the New York City faithful as Indy makes her way down to the ring.
Indy Hartwell, former NXT Women's Champion and Women's Tag Team Champion.
You know, guys, a lot of people don't know she got her start in wrestling from watching Monet wrestle herself.
Indy Hartwell, who just last weekend captured her first championship after leaving WWE. It was in Australia, winning the Renegades of Wrestling Women's Championship. And who knows, you know, if things work out for her tonight, she could very well be coming for HOG Women's Gold. We're going to be seeing Indy at our Chicago show coming up on May 9th, but this is a huge match, one of the biggest of her career. As Sean alluded to a moment ago, this woman signed up for wrestling school after seeing Sasha Banks and Bayley at NXT Brooklyn. Mercedes has been a huge influence on this woman. As you hear the CEO chant ringing out here through the NYC Arena.
Comes, guys. This is what I came for.
And as she should be, Mercedes Monet just dripping with gold.
And boys, the money train has pulled up to the NYC Arena. Your CEO has arrived for the very first time in a House of Glory ring. But I will tell you, she has been a part of the family here for the past 10 years. She was looking to train with the Amazing Red ahead of her legendary TakeOver Brooklyn match against Bayley, the very match that inspired Indy Hartwell to sign up for wrestling school. She has looked to Red as something of a guru, someone who always believed in her and taught her everything that she wanted to learn. And you could see almost paying homage to Red with the get-up here tonight.
That's right. Every time Mercedes wants to develop new tactics, new maneuvers, she comes to one of the greatest innovators in wrestling history, Amazing Red, here at HOG in order to develop those new skills.
And she is decked out in red from head to toe. Everybody is on their feet here in New York City. Referee Nick Shin calling for the bell, and we are underway for the first time ever.
Let's tell you what, guys, prior to this match, I had some words with Indy, and this is a big opportunity for her. She's got a lot of eyes on her today. She's happy to be in NYC, so look out for her in this match to pull some punches.
Oh, look, I mean, she is on record as saying that Mercedes is her dream opponent. I mean, she's not showing it right now, but you know that on the inside, she's got to be geeking out.
Be some butterflies going on.
Absolutely, to be sharing the ring with the CEO, who, ever since she arrived on the scene in All Elite Wrestling, she is the AEW TBS champion now for nearly a year. She has been undefeated.
Indy cannot let those butterflies get to her. Cannot be intimidated here by this hero of hers, Mercedes Monet.
Wow, look at that. Indy Hartwell high-facing and mocking the CEO dance.
I love it.
That's not going to sit well with Mercedes.
No intimidation whatsoever on display here by Indy Hartwell.
Oh, not at all. She's not timid in the least.
And you know, this is the kind of match that you might think Indy Hartwell did not really get the opportunities for when she was in WWE.
Absolutely. I mean, this is an opportunity for her to show a side of her that a lot of people have never seen before. Nice shoulder tackle there by Indy, doing her own little CEO dance.
I don't know how smart it is to mock Mercedes, guys, during the match.
You know what? You may be right.
But I think Mercedes may have underestimated Indy here a bit.
Well, Mercedes is not, she's not amused as Indy tried to lend her a hand there. You do not want to get on Mercedes' bad side. She has a mean streak.
Oh, yeah.
Indy Hartwell now, maybe a test of strength.
That would not be smart for Mercedes to accept.
No, Indy obviously taller than Mercedes. Yeah, quite the difference, as you can tell.
Oh, there we go.
Very resourceful is the champion. This is Mercedes. First time, as we mentioned, here at the NYC Arena. She scaled the ropes. Nice arm drag takeover.
Beautiful lucha libre style takedown there from Mercedes.
Out onto the apron now. Mercedes with a shot to the face. Head scissors and pulls Indy in to the middle turnbuckle. Snapmare Mercedes off the ropes, and there's a Meteoro off the ropes. And a 2 count only. What I was going to say is, you know, we've seen Mercedes, Sean, all over the world, not just the country, but all over the world, but this is really her first independent appearance.
Yes,
that's what I was going to say. Since joining WWE, that's well over a decade ago.
Definitely not the stage we're used to seeing her on, but she seems at home. She seems comfortable. I also had a word with her backstage, and she's ready for this, man. She's taking it just as serious as she does any other promotion.
Nice tilt-a-whirl there by Mercedes.
Innovative tilt-a-whirl schoolboy by Mercedes.
There's a backslide. 2 count only. Both women hanging on. Look at Mercedes' face. Is she into this or what? Both women work their way back up to a vertical base.
Oh, Mercedes trying to maneuver Indy into position.
Yeah, she's got the size advantage for sure, but Mercedes has the experience. Beautiful maneuver. Oh, look at this! She's going for the early win. She's got that statement, and Indy with her foot on the bottom rope. She had that statement maker locked in.
If Indy had not gotten her foot on the rope, that might have been it.
Watch out. Baseball slide. There's that drop kick by Mercedes. You know, she may well have had Indy if Indy's got those long legs. She was able to make the ropes. Again, this is not a championship match, but Mercedes, she is the belt collector. I mean, she came into this building tonight, she is draped in gold. I mean, she has gold from everywhere. AEW, New Japan, Rev Pro. And she is making Indy pay for that. Beginning of this match, putting Indy back in the ring now.
Seems like as the match goes on, each competitor is taking each other more and more serious as to the beginning of the match.
Mercedes now scaling the ropes. Middle rope inside.
Caught by Hartwell, big boot.
Wow. Wiped her out with that boot right to the face. Now I should point out, you know, Mercedes had a hell of a match with Momo Watanabe at AEW Revolution only a couple of weeks ago, and she took a brutal boot to the face.
I saw that.
Has a bruised larynx. So you wonder if that might come into play here.
That larynx is surely not feeling good on the middle rope there.
No, it is not.
I also wonder if Indy Hartwell knows anything about that.
Watch that replay. Look at that foot right to the face.
Indy Hartwell is a student of the game. That's what you learn under the WWE developmental system that Hartwell went through.
Nice Irish whip right into the corner. And again, it cannot be understated the influence that Mercedes has had on the women's wrestling scene here in this country. Part of that women's revolution many years ago, NXT and WWE. Multiple, I mean, it would take far too long to list all the championships that she has to her name.
Indy was taunting Mercedes there. That may have been a huge mistake.
Is that jawbreaker?
You don't want to give Mercedes Monet any kind of opening.
Nice uppercut there by Indy. And another foot right to the side of the head. Next shin in position. It's going to take more than that, though. Put away the CEO. You know, when I pulled up to the building tonight and saw there was a line wrapped around the building outside, I was just talking to some of the fans. The level of excitement here. I mean, we get some big names here in House of Glory, but I don't know that I have seen a level of excitement for anybody like I did Mercedes earlier today.
Definitely been a buzz in the city all week leading up to Mercedes Monet debut at House of Glory. Solomon, you are absolutely right.
Mercedes is one of the top talents in all of wrestling over the past decade.
Male or female?
Indeed.
Male or female.
Well, Mercedes trying to fight her way out of this. And Indy with a knee lift. What a feather in her cap it would be if she can win this match here. Mercedes floats over into the backstabber. That'll create some separation.
Mercedes is used to wrestling larger
And another one.
Knows how to use leverage and technique to her advantage.
Beautiful side slam there by Indy Hartwell. Doesn't hook the leg though.
Hartwell is in some obvious pain right now, guys.
Indy Hartwell debuted on the Australian wrestling scene in 2016, made her NXT debut in 2019, former NXT Women's Champion, NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. Mercedes knows a thing or two about being a women's tag team champion. This is not about tag team wrestling tonight.
And about being the NXT Women's Champion.
Absolutely. Mercedes off the ropes now. And oh man, she almost took her head off with that clothesline. Wicked clothesline there by Indy Hartwell. And this time she hooks the leg. 2 count over. You know, one thing about Mercedes that you gotta say, I mean, she certainly doesn't duck any challengers.
Oh no, she wants the smoke.
I mean, one of the championships that is currently in her possession is that New Japan Strong Women's title, 258 days. She beat Stephanie Vicaire to win that title.
That match was awesome.
Stephanie Vicaire, who currently holds both the
titles.
NXT and NXT North American women's titles.
And Mercedes beat her. Mercedes is being flung around the ring right now by Indy. Had a great match late last year, did Mercedes with Hazuki, one of the best women's matches all year in 2024.
Indy Hartwell beating Mercedes from pillar to post right now.
Yeah, she is having her way with her right now. There's a clothesline in the corner. Mercedes is out on her feet. Look at Indy, man. She is just...
She might want to keep up this momentum, guys. I don't think this is pretty smart.
I'd say she's doing a pretty good job of that right now.
But Indy does need a greater sense of urgency if she's going to put away Mercedes.
Raining down punches on Mercedes, and the CEO is in trouble right now. Mercedes counters into a powerbomb out of the corner. And again, you mentioned that the back, she was favoring the back.
But all Mercedes needed was that one opening, and now we're back on a level playing field.
Crowd definitely behind Mercedes. Let's see how she capitalizes.
Holding that lower back. Here comes Mercedes out of the corner. Another tilt-a-whirl. Takes Indy down. This crowd trying to rally behind Mercedes. There's the double knees in the corner.
Mercedes building momentum.
Riding that money train. Oh, we've seen this before.
Double knees.
What a nasty maneuver that is.
What a kick out by Indy.
What do we call that maneuver right there?
We call that effective. That's what we call that. That's my name for that.
I could have said it better myself.
It's called effective.
Well, it wasn't yet effective in scoring the win here. Indy Hartwell is still in this match.
Well, she's turned the tide, at least, in her favor. Take another look at
Mercedes
this.
looks like she's beginning to enjoy herself.
And we have seen Mercedes do this before. One of the greatest influences in her career, the late, great Eddie Guerrero. Can she hit that third amigo? Nope, Indy has it scouted. Spine buster by Indy Hartwell. That could do it. putting all of her weight on top of Mercedes, but just kicks out.
That was very close. There was not a lot behind that kick out on the part of Mercedes Monet.
No. And Indy's doing a good job of wearing Mercedes down. You know, you do wonder, as much as she's running herself ragged with all of these titles and title defenses, it's got to catch up to her at some point.
Oh, absolutely, Solomon. But Mercedes is no looking to this game. She's built for it. If she wasn't ready for this title, she wouldn't be having it or defending it.
Indy taking time.
I think she's wasting
to
time.
talk trash. She needs to hit.
Samoan drop.
Oh no! Mercedes almost rolled over into a crucifix.
Stamen maker.
Uh-oh.
She's got it locked in. She's got that arm under the chin.
Let's see if she goes to the ropes with the legs again. I don't know.
She was able to break the hold last time. We've seen Mercedes win many matches with this move.
Mercedes, there you go.
And she pushes off the bottom rope with her foot, but Indy manages out of it. And look at this.
Now the power
to her feet. Oh! Snake eyes in the corner. And there's a belly to Bailey. How about that? How insulting would that have been for her to win with Bailey's move? And Bailey, you know, look.
Mercedes' longtime friend.
And another influence.
Fellow horsewoman.
Again, it was that TakeOver Brooklyn match between Bailey and Mercedes as she was Sasha Banks back then. That led to Indy Hartwell signing up for wrestling training, and now she is going up.
The pestiferous dunderheads here in the NYC arena are split between these two women.
Will you stop? Indy's going high risk. Nobody home for the flying elbow drop.
She's a little too long on that top.
Mercedes.
Sunset flip right into that bottom turnbuckle.
Oh man, the back of her head hit that turnbuckle. Meteora.
Mercedes gaining
This
momentum.
is classic Mercedes. And another one.
Those Meteoras are extremely dangerous.
They wear you down. I mean, she will bust the mat. It doesn't matter, off the ropes, off the top rope. And eventually it's going to wear you down, but she's getting frustrated. Look at the look on her face.
Meteora could knock you right out if your head hits the back. If the back of your head hits the canvas.
Yeah, Mercedes, I think she's saying, that's it, it's over. She could be looking for that Monet maker.
She went for it earlier, but does Mercedes have the power to execute it on Indy Hartwell?
Wow, look at that. Indy Hartwell, cover, 2 count only. She was able to reverse out of that attempt.
Full Nelson face buster.
That may have been curtains for her.
But Mercedes was able to kick out.
Mercedes has so many different ways that she can beat you, but you got to know, as big of a fan as Indy is of her work, she's got them all scouted.
That's a great point, Sal.
Indy going for it again, but victory roll through by Mercedes.
Got by Indy. Indy, oh, here we go.
Got the moneymaker.
She got
nailed it.
Indy tried to fight out of it.
And goes to the leg on the bottom rope again.
Again, the foot on the bottom rope. Indy Hartwell with presence of mind.
Or was it just instinct?
It may have been a combination of both, but she barely saved the match there, and she knows it.
Mercedes definitely frustrated at this point now, guys.
Indy jumps off. Right, again, we talked about the throat before. There's a roll-up.
Got the rope.
Oh.
Indy trying some
Stamen maker.
Indy attempted some underhanded tactics.
She's got that crossface locked in. Indy reaching for the bottom rope.
He has to jump. Oh, she taps.
No choice but to tap out.
Wow.
And the CEO continues to make deposits, gentlemen. Another win for Mercedes Monet. This one in her House of Glory debut. Take a look at this. It looked like Indy was trying to fight out of it, but Mercedes was able to nail the Monet maker, and then too close to the ropes. That's what saved Indy Hartwell there, but
Indy did everything she possibly could to
She was
try and
reaching,
win this
she
match.
tried, she was so close, but she had no choice but to tap out. A hell of a match here. For
That
a
was
first time
insane.
meeting between these two ladies.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't mind an encore.
And if Indy didn't have Monet scouted before, I'm pretty sure she does now.
And you can see all the championships that she is draped with. I mean, who knows? If we get to see her again, she may have 4 more titles.
Could we perhaps see Mercedes challenge for the HOG Women's Championship
Oh, wouldn't that be
one day
something?
against Megan Bain?
That would be a hell of a match.
I got to tell you something, guys. I got a little inside scoop, and I think that's on the bucket list of Mercedes Monet. So keep a lookout for that.
Well, we welcome that, but I'll tell you what, for a first-time appearance here in House of Glory, it could not have gone any better for that woman right there. The Amazing Red will be proud watching this match, I can promise you that.
Absolutely.
Take nothing away from Indy Hartwell. Again, we're going to be seeing her in just a few weeks. Actually, main